Welcome to the Crawlcast. I'm your host, George Krawczak, and these are my predictions for Saturday night's main event, which is also John Cena's retirement match. So I found this premium live event very interesting because it is WWE versus NXT, which I think is actually really smart because this is something you have to think about. Look at the people who are attending. Like, basically, everyone who's anyone is either attending or watching this event. There's been reports that basically every wrestler possible is going to be there and showing up. It's being reported that basically every wrestling YouTuber is going to be there. The whole McMahon family, including Vince McMahon's reportedly going to be there. Even President Donald Trump is being reported that he might show up and attend there as well. So this will be the most watched event, probably other than WrestleMania this year. And so I think that just makes sense for WWE to try to showcase their new stars. Because here's the big problem, is a lot of people watch Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views, but not a lot of people watch NXT. And if you look at these NXT people, they are the future of the company. So you take this very amazing most watched event, and hopefully some of these people will see a lot of these NXT guys and be like, wow, that guy or girl is amazing. I want to continue to follow them, continue to watch them, and continue to watch WWE for the future. So I think this is genius how they handled it. So so now that that's out of the way, let's get started with the predictions. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Now let's get started. The first match is Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi, and I think Cody Rhodes is going to win. So Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi. This one is interesting to me because it feels like it's a lose-lose scenario because Obafemi presumably isn't getting promoted to the main roster yet, although he can potentially relinquish the NXT title instead of lose it, but it feels like you have two options. Either Obafemi wins, and then I feel like he deserves an actual WWE Championship shot against Cody Rhodes because he beat the champion, or Cody Rhodes wins, and then Obafemi, his first time being introduced to a mainstream audience, is just defeated and looks like a loser. That's tough because I feel like Obafemi has such momentum right now that they can push him to the top of the card and he'd just fit in. Because I hate this stop start pushing, especially if guys have huge momentum. I feel like that's what happened with Braun Breaker. So keep in mind with Braun Breaker, the first time we were introduced to him was, I believe, the 2023 Royal Rumble. And what happened then was Brock Lesnar was supposed to appear in the Rumble. And then a couple of days before the Royal Rumble, he was mentioned in Janelle Grant's lawsuit. And so it was too late to kind of change any spots and stuff like that. So they pulled Lesnar from the Rumble and then they inserted Braun Breaker into Brock's place. And Braun Breaker went in when Brock should have gone in, did all the stare downs, did everything that Brock should have done, eliminated the people Brock should have eliminated, and then got eliminated when was supposed to get eliminated. So keep that in mind is that Braun Breaker, when he debuted, he was basically like a one-to-one parallel with Brock Lesnar. That was the view of everyone, is saying this guy's such a beast, a monster, such a high-end athlete, so good that we can just substitute him in for Brock Lesnar, and not a lot of people would notice because he is that good. And then they kind of just had him fiddle around in the mid card, do basically nothing with the Intercontinental Championship for like a year. Then he became Seth Rollins' lackey, and now he's finally in the main event picture when he's going to face CM Punk on, I think, January 5th episode of Raw. And so what I'm saying about this is it felt like Braun Breaker had such huge momentum, and then all that dissipated and went down, where it felt like he could have had the original Brock Lesnar push, or just shoot him straight to the top. And that's how I feel about Obafemi, is this guy has so much momentum. He is such a good wrestler. He is so cool that I think you can push him straight to the top like Brock Lesnar did in the early 2000s, and he wouldn't look out of place at all whatsoever. So, again, that's why this one's just weird to me because either he's going to look like a loser in his first mainstream match, or he's going to beat the WWE champion when he's probably not going to get promoted to the main roster yet. So that's just weird to me. I am picking Cody Rhodes because to me, the interesting story is having Obafemi win, but I feel like WWE really never does the interesting story. They always try to play it safe and be like, okay, Cody's our top guy, so we'll just give him another monster to beat and make him look strong. So I think Cody Rhodes would win, but it would be very, very interesting to see Obafemi win and in this position. The next match is Bayley versus Sol Ruca, and I think Sol Ruca is going to win. So Bayley versus Sol Ruca. This one's pretty easy to predict because because there's nothing really holding Bailey back from like a loss. Like for example, Cody Rhodes. A loss makes him look bad because he is the WWE champion, and there's basically title implications that if the WWE champion is pinned, he kind of deserves, or whoever pins him deserves a title shot. Whereas with Bailey, she's kind of just a mid carder at this point, and Sol Ruca is so good. She's definitely going to be the next top women's champion sooner or later, and she deserves a win. And I think people are going to be so impressed with her. And I think, again, this is going to be a really good match, and people are going to be super impressed with Sol Ruca and absolutely like fall in love with her. So that is why I'm saying she's going to win, is because not only does it make sense, but she kind of needs it, where a loss doesn't really hurt Bailey or having any long lasting implications, but a win feels like it means so much for Sol Ruca. The next match is AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And I think Javon Evans and Leon Slater will win. So you have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. So kind of what I said about Cody Rhodes. I know it's going to sound really contradictory, where I say, oh, well, if you're pinning a champion, it does have long-lasting impacts. Well, this one, I think it's the opposite, where they're just showcasing the new guys. I think Javon Evans and, or not Rashawn Slater, Leon Slater are going to win. Javon Evans is so good, and I think he needs this win, because the reason why I say it doesn't really have any title implications is because it's the Tag Team Championship. As we've seen for the past several years on both Raw and SmackDown, WWE does not care about the tag division, which sucks because I love the Motor City Machine Guns, and Alex Shelley is the greatest. He's also a very nice person in real life. And that's not just because he gave me a free shirt. He is genuinely very, very nice. But it just seems like WWE does not care about the tag titles. They don't care about the tag division at all. So even though the tag team champions are probably going to lose, I think they will, because this show feels like a bit of a changing of the guard, in the sense where, I know, spoiler prediction, where Gunther, the new younger guy, is going to beat the old John Cena. Leon Slater and Javon Evans are going to beat the old guys in AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Sol Ruca, the new young woman, is going to beat the old woman of Bailey. And then I said Cody Rhodes is going to beat Obafemi, but I think it'll be a good showing for Obafemi. So that's why I'm predicting that. It could go either way, but I just think this is a showcase for newer talent, and I think Leon Slater and Javon Evans are going to win. And I'm so excited to see Javon Evans move up sooner or later. The main event is John Cena versus Gunther, and I think Gunther is going to win. So you have John Cena versus Gunther, and this one's surprising to me that I see it being reported that this might open the show, which I think would just be a massive mistake and a really bad decision. The most important match is the main event, in which everyone wants to see, so why kind of spoil that first? And also, you want a big send-off for Cena, and that works at the end. Like, this is how I would structure the show. I would just structure it around John Cena the entire time, where I would have, like, at the beginning, maybe play a couple video packages of his career and maybe some speeches from him and his greatest rivals, and just kind of dedicate the show to John Cena. Or you can do that on Raw the couple days after, potentially, but I would just dedicate the entire show to John Cena. And then in the main event, I would have him lose to Gunther. And then, have him give a big retirement speech, and hopefully he doesn't get cut off this time. So this is just crazy to me that it ends, because you want people to see the whole show, and you want to showcase this amazing NXT talent. And I think there's a huge problem where it's like, let's just say John Cena's match is first, and it's like, okay, everyone sees John Cena's match, and then 90% of the people shut off the television because they're like, I don't care about anyone else, I just want to see Cena. Whereas the other side of it, if it's the main event, people are like, okay, I'm going to sit through, I'm going to watch this entire show to get to John Cena's match. So I think that'd be a massive, massive mistake going on first. And to me, it makes sense that Gunther will win, because John Cena doesn't get anything out of winning. There's nothing on the line. There's just nothing. And I think it's important to build Gunther's momentum, because he's becoming the new, like, Randy Orton legend killer. He retired Goldberg. He retired Cena. Maybe he'll retire a couple other people, like, Randy Orton maybe when he's coming up, or AJ Styles when he's retiring. To me, it just makes too much sense. Yeah, but I am curious how this match is going to be structured, because to me it can go one of two ways. It'll either be like Goldberg and Cena, or not. Sorry, I keep saying Goldberg. I don't know why. It'll either be like Brock Lesnar and Cena at WrestlePalooza, where it'll be a glorified squash match where Gunther will dominate Cena, and then there'll be a couple of spots where Cena hits like an AA or an SDF, and that will be it. Or this will be like AJ Styles versus John Cena in Crown Jewel, where John Cena will kind of hit a lot of his special moves and give some homages to his opponents and his favorite opponents, which I think it's more likely to look like AJ Styles versus John Cena at Crown Jewel as opposed to Brock Lesnar and John Cena at WrestlePalooza. But Gunther needs to win this one. He's building momentum. He's really going up to the top of the WWE. And I understand he is a little bit older, but he is going to be their next like top star. Because you have to think about it. Rollins is going to be done in a couple of years. Roman is insanely part time and is going to be done in a couple of years. Cody might transition to a part time schedule soon because he's been getting into Hollywood. And Punk, it is already kind of in part time status. It's like half and half. And so all your top guys are old, and you need to build younger stars and younger monsters. And I think Gunther's the perfect person to do it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think will win? Who should win? Where do you want to see this go? And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And I'll see you on the next one.